There was a very holy saint in India. His name was Baba Fakir Chand. I'm mentioning his name to you because I get a lot of emails about him, asking me questions about what he said. He says, a perfect living master is like an ordinary human being. He knows nothing. When he acts as a perfect living master, your power inside you is acting. Now, many people have misunderstood this. He was our neighbor. I knew him. My father was a good friend of his. We lived in the same town, Ishwar Puri, in India. And so, being his neighbor, I also attended his satsangs. In one of the satsangs, he's telling his own story that when he was in the war, First World War, he was in the base post office or somewhere, and the other people were at an advanced state. 3 soldiers who were his disciples were all ambushed by the enemy, and they knew they were going to die. So they all sat together to pray to him to save them, if they can, or be ready to take them home if their time has come to die. As they sat meditating, he appeared in front of them. All 3 of them saw him. And he said, you are not going to die. Go behind this camp, and there's the bushes there. Under that, there's a tunnel. Come out of the tunnel behind the enemy lines. And they did that. They found a bush, they found, and came back and went straight to him to thank him, thanking for saving their life. He said, I know nothing about it. Fakir Chand says, I know nothing. I myself sitting frightened. Some bomb may fall on me. And on that basis, there's a book called The Unknowing Saint. It's a biography of the unknowing saint. He said, I know nothing. Now, people have started believing that really all saints know nothing. Because Fakir Chand is, in one article I read, Fakir Chand is the only honest mystic, honest saint, who declared we know nothing. Now, do they really know nothing? Are they showing humility? Or is he telling the truth? People have not heard his satsangs where he describes his statement. I've heard the satsang. In that he explains that when we say we know something, the knowledge is not coming from the physical body. The knowledge is not coming even from the mind. Knowledge is coming from our truth, which is only one. Therefore, when somebody says you are doing Fakir Chand something, I say no. That power is doing, which is also in you, also in me. He's explained that. And in one satsang, very interesting, Fakir Chand is telling the same story to his people, I know nothing. And his disciple, who became a saint in his lifetime, his name is Tara Chand, Sant Tara Chand. Sant Tara Chand is also sitting there. After Fakir Chand has said, I know nothing, he asked Sant Tara Chand, you also give a satsang. So Tara Chand takes the microphone. He says, don't believe this guy. He's telling his master. He says, I have come from 1,000 miles away to see him. If he knew nothing, I would not make that trip. I have come here. I want to explain to you why he's saying that. He's making a very important point. He's making a point that all true knowledge is coming from one source. And that source is in you and me and everybody. Therefore, he's taking no credit for the physical form of Fakir Chand to say that he has the knowledge and nobody else has. Everybody has the same knowledge. Everybody has the same source. All human beings have the same source. Actually, all creation is the same source. The source is one. And just because one person has been arranged by us, by that source, to become a perfect living master, that person must behave and must act like anybody else at that level. That is why when we meet these perfect living masters, they are just like us. They live like us. Their whole life is like us. They're born like us, they die like us, and they live like us, they fall sick like us, they take medicine like us, they get treatment like us. No difference. What is the difference then? The difference is they are aware of their totality of consciousness, which they know is in all of us. And they're no different. Each one of us is the same. It's not any discrimination has been done. The discrimination was created for the power of duality to be experienced in non-duality. That there is, the truth is non-dual. And we can appreciate it a lot more by seeing the opposite of it. That's why this world was created in opposites.